Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On the program today, President Muhammadu Buhari arrives in Zamfara State to commission road projects and a military task force to check cattle rustling in the northwest state. Floodwaters kill 4 people, destroy several property in ancient Zaria city in Kaduna State. And in the southwest, the army and police operatives in Ogun and Ondo states nab notorious criminals, encourage communities to give up information on criminals. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin in the northwestern part of the country, where President Muhammadu Buhari is in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, for the flag-off of the 2016 Army Day celebrations. The president says that he has commissioned road projects in Sase local government area designed to link 7 other local governments. Zamfara state has been coping with activities of herdsmen and cattle rustlers, and the president is expected to commission a special task force as well. Security has been on top-notch as operatives are seen at all entry and exit points within the state. President Muhammadu Buhari is the 4th sitting president to visit Zamfara in 8 years. And from the presidential visits, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers Senior Staff Association, Pengasin, has suspended the strike. It started 5 days ago after a meeting with the federal government to resolve the lingering labor dispute. The national president of the association, Mr. Francis Johnson, announced the suspension after a 2-day marathon meeting with the Minister of State for Petroleum and the Minister of Labor and Employment. The striking oil workers called off the strike after signing a memorandum of understanding with the Labor Minister, who assured the aggrieved workers of government's determination to resolve the issues.
The striking workers are protesting what they refer to as unlawful dismissal of their colleagues by oil companies, non-passage of the petroleum industry bill, and the non-implementation of the collective bargaining agreement, among others. After 2 days of discussions, the Minister of Labour and Employment presented a communique urging the striking oil workers to suspend their industrial action.
For an unfettered execution of most of these resolutions reached at these 2 meetings, the national strike of our members, which started on Thursday, 7 July 2016, should be called off immediately.
He also assures the striking workers that government will ensure that companies who have retrenched staff did so in line with the existing labor laws.
The meeting agreed that where redundancy has been declared by some international oil companies and indigenous oil companies without going through Section 20 of the Labour Act, such companies should revert to the status quo ante bellum.
Meanwhile, at a separate National Executive Council meeting, the striking oil workers announced the suspension of their strike action.
The next session is the spirit of patriotism and being satisfied with the briefing for the leadership of the association on the outcome of the meeting with federal government, hereby suspend the current nationwide industrial action effective immediately.
At the moment, the strike action in the nation's petroleum sector has been laid to rest. But how long this will last will depend so much on the implementation of the agreement signed with the federal government.
And we told you when we started out of the president, that is Muhammadu Buhari's official visit to Zamfara state. And now we will be speaking with our correspondent from Kano State, who happens to be in Gusau, on how that visit is going on. Hello, Idris.
Yes, Olumide. Good afternoon.
Idris, if you can hear me, the president is in Gusau to flag off the 2016 Army Day celebrations and to take care of some security issues there. How has his visit been faring thus far?
Well, Olumide, as I told you earlier, President Muhammadu Buhari, his entourage, top government functionaries arrived in Zamfara State at about 9:55. And he was received by the Zamfara State governor and the governors Kebbi, Sokoto, Gusau.
Okay, Idris, the president is in Gusau. He is in Zamfara State to flag off the 2016 Army Day celebrations. What has he been doing so far?
Well, basically, the president's visit to Zamfara State is to flag off the 2016 Army Day celebration and to commission some projects courtesy of the present administration in Zamfara State. But Olumide, as you know, the major problem in Zamfara State and some other northwestern states has to do with the issue of cattle rustling and the activities of some herdsmen around the area. So the president do say that his main mission in Zamfara State is to also flag up a special task force, anti-cattle rustling task force, that will be saddled with the responsibility of bringing down the situation of cattle rustling under control. So as I speak with you now, the president has just finished commissioning those road projects, and any moment from now, the president will be moving to Tensado. Tensado is a town in Maru local government area of the state, and there was it's normally called Tensado Forest. And that forest was identified as the major hideout of the cattle rustlers. So the president will be going there via a helicopter, where he is going to flag off the special task force unit that will begin a special operation on cattle rustling activities within Zamfara State. However, the president also told the people of Zamfara State that they should go back to farming in view of the dwindling economic situation in the country. He believes that he told them that the only future left for the Nigerian economy is when the Nigerian comes to farming. So the president was also asking them to go back to farming, as he promised that his administration is working very hard to provide free fertilizer to farmers, and that his government will also ensure that the farmers sell their produce at grain due.
Very busy day for the President Muhammadu Buhari in Gusau. Idris, what more can you tell us of how the 2016 Army Day celebrations were flagged off?
Well, I told you, Olumide, when I first came into Zamfara State yesterday evening, I saw a serious deployment of troops of the Nigerian army. And this morning, I also saw a heavy military equipment moving down. That was how I actually knew that there is going to be something at that Lansado forest. When I asked, they said, no, the military have already identified that place to be a hiding place for cattle rustlers. Therefore, that place is going to be their operating center. So I must tell you that the people of Zamfara State also turned out en masse to receive the president, and everything in Zamfara State is moving normal, only that it's quite a difficult day for the motorists because everywhere is closed due to the nature of the visit. It's the president and also 4 Northwest governors. So the state is a very busy day, and I must tell you that security is very tight in this part of the country today.
Thank you, Idris, our correspondent Idris Jibrin in Gusau in Zamfara State, with a very comprehensive report on what the president has been up to. You're watching News Across Nigeria. When we come back, a tragic occurrence happens in Kaduna State, flooding that left 4 people dead. Please stay with us.